How does IHL define and protect civilian objects? Imagine a city caught in conflict. Buildings, homes, and schools are part of everyday life, not military targets. But in war, how do rules keep these civilian objects safe? That's where International Humanitarian Law, or IHL, steps in. It clearly defines what civilian objects are and sets rules to protect them. Civilian objects include places like towns, villages, houses, hospitals, schools, places of worship, and cultural sites. They are not used for military purposes and are meant for peaceful living. If there's doubt about whether an object is civilian or military, IHL says to assume it is civilian. This helps protect innocent lives and property. The core idea is to tell apart civilian objects from military targets. Attacks can only be directed at military objectives. Civilian objects must be protected unless they are used for military purposes. This rule is written in the Geneva Conventions and their additional protocols, and it is recognized as a rule everyone must follow. Protecting civilian objects means forbidding attacks on them. It also means avoiding acts of violence or revenge that target these objects. Indiscriminate attacks that harm both military targets and civilians are not allowed. Parties to a conflict must take all reasonable steps to prevent or reduce damage to civilian objects. This includes checking if a target is truly military, choosing weapons and methods that cause less harm, and stopping attacks if it turns out the target is not military or if the attack would cause too much civilian damage. When there is doubt about an object's status, it must be presumed civilian. This presumption helps keep civilians safe. Some objects are used for both civilian and military purposes, called dual-use objects. If they meet certain criteria, they can be considered military targets. But even then, parties must consider the possible harm to civilians and avoid excessive damage. Attacking civilian objects intentionally is a serious war crime under international law. Military commanders have the duty to plan and carry out operations carefully, respecting these protections. They must distinguish between civilian and military objects, avoid unnecessary harm, and weigh the damage caused by their actions. Protecting civilian objects is a key part of international humanitarian law. It aims to keep civilian lives and property safe during conflicts, making sure that war does not turn into chaos for innocent people.